In this video, we're going to be talking about polynomials. Let's go over some key terms first. First, we have monomial. A monomial has one term, for example, x or 3 or -2. There's just one thing to it. A binomial has two terms. So that might be something like x plus 2 or x squared minus 9 or 2x plus y. A trinomial has three terms. So an example of a trinomial might be 4x squared plus 2x minus 3, or -x squared minus 9x plus 5, or x to the 5th plus x squared minus 4. A polynomial has many terms. Usually we use the name polynomial if it has more than 3 terms. So an example might be something like 2x to the 6th minus 3x to the 4th plus 5x to the 3rd minus 3x plus 6. Now keep in mind that a term is each of these individual pieces here. Now the degree of a polynomial is the highest power of a polynomial. So in the last example, where we have the 2x to the 6th minus 3x to the 4th plus 5x to the 3rd plus 3x plus 6, the highest power we see is the 6 right here. And so this would be a degree 6 polynomial because it is the largest of all the powers. Now a leading coefficient is the number in front of the highest power. So again, going back to our polynomial example of 2x to the 6th minus 3x to the 4th plus 5x to the 3rd minus 3x plus 6, each of these numbers, 6, -3, 5, -3, and 2, are all coefficients, but the leading coefficient is the 2 because it belongs to the term that has the highest power. So our leading coefficient here would be the 2. Standard form is when the terms are written in decreasing order by their powers, as the example is for our polynomial. So for another example, we can see that what does it look like in standard form and what does it look like when it's not in standard form? So in standard form, we have -5x to the 7th plus 3x to the 4th minus 2x squared plus 9, and something not in standard form would be 9 plus 3x to the 4th minus 5x to the 7th minus 2x squared. Notice that here we go 7, 4, 2, and then a no power. But here it goes no power 4, then 7, then 2, and that's not in a decreasing order. But here, the 7, 4, 2 is in a decreasing order. Let's do some examples where we write some polynomials in standard form and find their leading coefficients and their degrees. So here we have two examples. We'll be writing the expression in standard form, then identifying the degree and the leading coefficient of the polynomial. So in our first example, we have 15x minus x to the 3rd plus 3. So here, if we look at these, we see that this has a degree of 1, this has a degree of 3, and this is an imaginary 1 is usually how that's written, and then this has just the 3, it's just the constant term, so that one will be last. So if we're going to write this in order, our largest degree is the 3. So our x to the 3rd will go first, and it was a negative x to the 3rd, then the positive 15x, and then the positive 3. So this is standard form. The leading coefficient, well, let's do the degree first because that helps us know what the leading coefficient is. So we have our degree. Let's try that again. Right over here. Degree. And the leading coefficient. And sometimes that's written as LC. So our degree is going to be the highest degree, which is our 3 right there. And so here we're going to see that we've got a degree of 3, and our leading coefficient is the number in front. Now this can be tricky because right here we just have that negative sign. But remember that there's secretly a negative 1 that is sitting right there in front of the x to the third. So our leading coefficient is going to be that negative 1. I want you to try letter B on your own. So go ahead and push pause, and then when you're done, push play, and let's see if you were right. So here we have a negative x to the 1 power. We have a constant of 7. We have an x to the third power, and we have a 3x squared. So our highest power is the x to the third, so that's going to go first. So x to the third. After 3 comes the 2, so we'll have our positive 3x squared. Then after 2 comes 1, so it's going to be a negative x, and then our constant of plus 7. So that is standard form. Our degree is the largest number, or our largest power rather, which in this case is the 3. And our leading coefficient is the number in front of that. Now remember, it doesn't look like anything is there, but that's not a 0. That's telling us that there is 1 x there. So our leading coefficient will be a 1.